Hey everyone, um, hey CrossFit HighGear family. My name is Grant Ferris. For those of you that don't know me, I coach over at HighGear and have been there for about 8 months now. Just a little background. I graduated in 2014 from BW and got into CrossFit kind of my junior senior year, and just a little bit, nothing with an actual affiliate. But graduated in 2014, got into a CrossFit gym right away. My first open was in 2015. I'm gonna have to check my notes. I think I placed around 675. Really loved CrossFit. I started getting into it a lot. Trained every day. Um, really enjoyed the competitive edge coming from the athletics from college. So continued CrossFitting. In 2016, it was around 475 place. So I improved. It was again something I was really motivated by to get better at, and so I kept with it and got married just this past summer to my lovely wife Colleen, and from there started training at HighGear. Just with the move, it was a good fit for me, and over the past 8 months, through all kinds of different things that Tom has programmed, I've seen a ton of just really big changes in not only my skill work, but in my overall CrossFit endurance and strength. To highlight a couple things that I would say I've noticed just over these past 8 months, and again, sorry, I had to check some of my notes here, but I know Tom highlights, and this is something I love, is that we pack in a lot of intensity into a short amount of time. And you're not going to spend 3 hours at the gym. You're going to spend an hour and a half of full, intense, hard working out. You're going to do the strength, the Metcon. You're going to do 2 extra credits maybe. And it's all in a short amount of time. And that is something that's really changed compared to how I trained prior to that. And it's been really important in increasing your endurance and then working on skills under fatigue. I also wrote down that I love that Tom sets really high expectations. His programming is sometimes almost like you're scared to try it because you might not be able to do handstand walks or something like that, or it's a really heavy snatch or a heavy clean and jerk. And I like that he sets the bar high for athletes who are trying to compete, and I think it just sets an expectation in the gym all around, like we are striving to be the best that we can be, and if you're not there yet, great, you have something to be motivated by. So over the course of the past 8 months, as some of you may know, this open, it went pretty well for me. I was pretty pleased. Granted, there were some good workouts for me, but I dropped down almost 300 and some spots to 109 this year. So it was really cool just to see not only my hard work pay off, but it was a true testament to Tom's programming and how much it has increased not only my stamina, but my strength and a lot of the skill work. And I guess for me, there's like 3 things I think about each day that I go to the gym that I try and remind myself of, that I would say kind of help me get better every day. And those 3 things I have written down here. The first one, many of you know, I brought this saying called bring the juice. And I am a little crazy sometimes with it, but for me, it's not about like a pre-workout or anything like that. It's honestly, for me, bringing the juice is setting aside whatever's happened that day. Whatever it is from work, if you had a good day or a bad day, it's coming in, ignoring all those distractions, and for an hour and a half to 2 hours, giving everything you have and putting a smile on your face and faking it if you have to, because eventually it's going to catch on. And so for me, bringing the juice is just something that I've always embraced, and it's a way for me to just set aside any factors that might distract me and giving everything I have to that day's workout. So and just being thankful, having a smile on your face, and being grateful that God has blessed everyone in that gym with the opportunity to move like we can. Second one is to surround yourself with the awesome people that we have at the gym. And more than just that, I think it's important that you latch on to some friendships and actually get close to some people at the gym and get to know them. Don't just show up and leave. I think building an actual relationship with the people around you is going to allow you just that accountability aspect, and it's going to, give you that push on the days that you really don't want to maybe push that hard. You know, you got that buddy that might be calling you out. Many of you guys know I like to run my mouth and joke around with Tom or with Zach or Cody or even Coach Heidi recently during the Open. So that's just because we all know each other and because we've built those relationships that we have that sense of accountability to each other. So I'd encourage you guys to find some relationships inside the gym and be a part of it. And the last one I wrote down is don't ever be afraid to fail. So many times I see just people not sure what their limits are. And for me, I'll never know what my limits are unless I've pushed them to the point that I have failed. Now that may not be every day, or it may not be a PR every day. And I love that Coach Heidi always says, your 110% today may be different than your 110% yesterday because you're sore and all that. But know that you need to be given 110% every time. Coach Tom also says, if the weight scares you, then it's probably the right weight. And that's something that I try to embrace every day. It's like you see a workout and you see the RX weight and you're like, yeah, that's probably not happening. And then there's kind of like that little voice inside that says, but maybe I can. And so for me, I try to embrace just that idea of feeling uncomfortable every single day and not being afraid to fail. And if you know what, I get gassed out and the workout is terrible for me, then that's fine. I've learned from it at least. But giving 110% every single day is so important and just allows me to overcome any fears. You know, if I'm squat snatching a heavy weight and it hits me in the back or something, that's okay because now I'm more confident the next time I try that weight. So those are 3 things I try to highlight, and I'm extremely grateful for being a part of the CrossFit HighGear family. The awesome relationships that I've built have been just so incredible, and that is more fun than any results that I've had in the Open or any of that stuff. It takes the cake. So don't be afraid to build some new friendships and come on over to CrossFit HighGear. Thanks, guys.